Polls show Americans are largely behind a national lockdown to stop the spread of the coronavirus. But my next guest says that citizens should be aware that the government may use this as a way to further erode your civil liberties. Joining me now, author of The Liberal Invasion of the Red State America, Kristin Tate. Kristin, you're not the only one who's voiced this concern. A lot of people are worried. Listen, we voluntarily understand what we've had to do, but when you start reading about governors locking people up, stopping the ability to plant a garden in your house, the videos that we saw of Easter, really rational Easter celebrations where people were sitting in their cars. I mean, the list is getting frightening, and it does feel like tyranny is about.
Yeah, I mean, the American people are desperate for a solution to this pandemic, and it's given politicians the opportunity to vastly expand government and basically to lord over the private actions of individuals. And by the way, Charles, a lot of these same officials who are now endorsing these kind of authoritarian measures are the same people who have been screaming for years about Donald Trump acting like a dictator, as they say. The state of New York deemed gun stores non-essential, ordered them shut down. Vermont has banned the sale of all items that bureaucrats there deem non-essential. Michigan has banned the sale of fruit and vegetable plants and seeds. And then all around the country, we have these orders that have been issued to stay at home, punishable by criminal law. And that has empowered police to go out and abuse and punish people for just taking a walk outside. Right. That is how we end up with situations like we saw a few days ago, where a group of 10 cops in Philadelphia dragged a man out of a bus for not wearing a face mask. Or in Colorado, where police handcuffed a man for playing t-ball with his daughter in an empty park. Lives are being lost in this pandemic. We need to worry about that. But at the same time, we need to worry about our rights and freedoms being eroded.
Well, and I guess part of it is the human nature about power being, how power corrupts. So how do we find a way to transition back to say, okay, we did our part as citizens of this country. We hunkered down. We staved off the virus in ways that we've never been tested before as a nation. How do we demand these liberties back if, indeed, some of these governors don't want to return them?
Well, look, I think we need to come together as communities and act responsibly to the best that we can, but also empower businesses to operate responsibly as well. We've seen restaurants across the country that have been ordered to shut down. Many of these restaurants will never be able to reopen. That means not just the business owners losing their livelihood, but also all of their employees. So we have got to gradually allow these people in all industries, not just restaurants, to come out, start serving their customers again, but do it in a responsible manner. That means wearing face masks, washing your hands, and it's going to be different in different parts of the country. Not everywhere is New York. I'm up in rural New Hampshire. We don't have any coronavirus in my town. So it's going to be a little different depending on where you are.
I've got less than a minute, but I do have to ask because I saw something today with Nancy Pelosi. She wants the Federal Reserve to somehow facilitate money going to colleges, and other kind of things. And I feel like this is opening the door to what AOC and others have been pushing, where the Federal Reserve, in their limitless ability to create money, will pay for things like all student loans. I mean, is this a slippery slope we should be aware of?
People are out of work, people are dying from coronavirus, and these politicians like Nancy Pelosi are seizing on this opportunity to pass these huge spending measures and grow government. It is shameless. It should be a huge scandal, and she's got to be called out on it. So I hope people see what's going on, and I hope that they are inclined not to vote for big spenders in the next election, because we cannot afford this.
Yeah. Well, will be a topic, this modern monetary theory, where the Fed pays for everything and we all live happily ever after. Kristin, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Folks, we do have a nice